low wages, no benefits, irregular schedules, and unreliable hours are just some of the horrible working conditions Walmart workers have to endure. Yet, when I get messages on Twitter and Instagram, usually they don't mention those things. They actually mention one thing above anything else, and that is how terrible management is. Disrespectful management. All across the board. It's just like, what the hell, man? These managers have committed offenses, big and small. As small as not replying when a worker says hello to them, or as big as making them do heavy-duty work despite medical conditions and pregnancies. And worse, much, much worse, is the accusations of racism. I get dozens of messages from minorities claiming they've been bullied or harassed strictly because of their race by a manager. And how do they know this? Because the manager actually told them directly to their face. It's like the Family Guy skit where there's an old guy and there's a midget, and the old guy just keeps staring at the little person, and the little person is like, "Can you stop staring at me?" And the old guy's like, "Where's the rest of you?" So they're apparently not afraid to tell them to their face, because it happens on a huge scale. And what does bad management lead to? Bad management leads to your employees quitting on you, obviously. And then when an employee quits on you and you're in a bind, you have to hire a warm body. That's what we called candidates that were like not appealing at all, but we needed somebody in the store like that day. So we would hire a warm body. But we are human beings. We're not bodies, man. We're not bodies. That is the issue. That outlook that workers are just cogs in a massive capitalistic machine drives Walmart to give their workers unfeasible workloads to squeeze every last drop out of their labor. And management is responsible for making sure these workloads are completed. When workers try to better their working conditions through our Walmart, a community of former and current managers, behavior often gets way worse. A manager was even recorded saying he wanted to shoot everyone organizing for change. Of course. Of course. That's like the law of the land. The management's just like, oh, I just want to shoot everybody. Because they literally are gods. Or they see themselves as gods. They're not God. Work at Walmart. So pretty much in almost every single Walmart that you'll go to or work in, management is usually absolutely terrible and disrespectful and just downright evil to their associates that are under them. So this leads to one of two conclusions. Either Walmart is eerily talented at hiring the worst bullies possible, or there's something about Walmart's culture that manipulates managers into treating their associates in a subhuman fashion. This is what I've learned from all my messages on Twitter and Instagram, all the stories that I get, pages and pages of them, thousands. It's absolutely insane. I'm going to go over a few of them right now, for you. Mainly for you. For me as well. It's fun, but for you too. Because these stories are absolutely insane and they just keep coming. I'm not going to give out names this time. For obvious reasons. Because I have a track record, man. My track record's bad. It's like I'm death. Everyone that I touch, they just turn into dust. It's like my friends and my relationships. Oh, Lord. So here's the first one, and it's absolutely terrible, as you can imagine. I worked at Walmart about 13 years ago at one of the few stores left that closed overnight. It was a regular old Walmart, not all super. I worked overnight stocking. I liked it. I only dealt with customers for a couple hours before the store closed and then just stocked the shelves. And the nights would go by really fast. I sprained my back moving product in the back. At first I thought it was a pulled muscle, and I walked towards the pharmacy to try and buy a heating pad and some Tylenol. I made it to jewelry, barely keeping conscious from the pain. I asked my coworker to call management and let them know I hurt myself pretty badly and I needed to go to the hospital. Management told her to have me go to the back office to fill out paperwork. I blacked out twice going back. Which sounds like me when I'm in Las Vegas. And was yelled at for taking so long. I ended up being out for a month and a half for the injury and got a whopping $25 in workman's comp because the second I got hurt, my hours were reduced to 1 hour a week. Wow. So, This is what happened to this guy. He works, full time. Okay? He pulls a muscle at work, which means he can claim workman's comp, right? So he can get paid while he's in the pain in his bed. And to basically fudge the numbers, Walmart changed his hours to 1 hour, like a week. So his workers' comp was like $1. I mean, in perspective, it was $24, but wow, man. What in the absolute hell? Now, this next one's pretty gross, but if it was Belle Delphine, then it would have been very valuable. A woman comes in with some panties and said they didn't fit and she wanted to return them for cash because she already bought the correct size elsewhere. You can see where this is going. Oh, Jesus. So, she had a receipt and plopped a Walmart bag down on the counter. Inside this bag were 6 crusty, crotched, stained panties that were a biohazard from 6 feet away. Oh, needless to say, I didn't touch them. I paged the manager on duty, and he tells me to just take them back, despite them being very nasty. So I processed the return, and she happily left the store with her $8. See, I'm thinking maybe the manager is just a really smart businessman. Because he knew those stain panties would easily go on the black market for $50 to $60 a pop. He's smart as hell. See? That's thinking with your noodle. Ugh. This next one is a big win, and a big win for the Walmart associate, and I'll explain why. I worked for Walmart 11 years ago for a whopping total of 8 months. I worked the overnight shift as an overnight stalker for Department 8, which is pets. The store I worked for had just gotten brand new high-rise shelves installed. They were said to be able to hold over 1 ton. Well, one night, after getting all my regular freight stocked and the overstock put into the bins, my boss had me pull 8 pallets of Arm & Hammer cat litter. The boxes had a bonus 10 pounds inside, making them nearly 35 pounds apiece. They wanted all of them on the high risers. I asked if they were absolutely sure the shelves would be able to handle all the weight. I threw a fit about it because I knew I was right for being worried. Other department managers were also there, and they sided with me. They watched over the next couple hours as I carefully did my job. As I was putting the final 12 boxes on the bottom shelf, I heard a cracking and a tearing sound. And the next thing I know, I'm buried underneath all the cat litter that had caused the shelves to collapse. Oh my gosh. I'm glad you didn't die. Because cat litter, for one thing, I have cats. And just being around it makes me want to die. So maybe that was your idea. But I'm glad you didn't die, because that's like 1 billion pounds. Or an estimated 1 billion pounds. I mean, obviously. Everyone in the store heard it, and everyone was explicitly told not to dial 911 or anything. Union! After getting all the blood cleaned from my face and cuts patched up, I called my uncle's then-time girlfriend, who is a lawyer, told her what had just occurred and what the upper management is attempting to do. As of today, I still have not spent all the money I received as a result of going to court over it. That's a win. You only had to be buried in over a ton of kitty sand, but you got millions of dollars. Hopefully you got a yellow Ferrari, because you can buy Ferrari with lawsuit money. Not Reddit karma, but with actual monies. This next one hits me really hard. It feels like I was there. Because I've experienced this exact same thing. And it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Things like these make me want to die immensely. More so than usual. So here we go. Last summer, I frequently visited my best friend who worked at the technology center in Walmart. One day when I was there, someone took the biggest, steamiest poo I've ever seen in my life in the middle of the toy aisle. Which is where the poo belongs, I guess. Because it's kids, right? It's probably not the kid. It's probably an adult. I mean, how often do you poo in the toy aisle? It's basically a bathroom. That's where I go. That's the first place I go. Someone pushed a cart through it and it smeared everywhere. My buddy called in a code brown on his walkie-talkie, trying to be a smartass. Code brown means a shooter situation. Hilarity ensued. That is hilarious, yet terrifying. Could you imagine the entire store having to be rushed to the back to basically take shelter from the poo? From the poo in the toilet aisle. The poo is here. The poo is going to get you. If you work in retail, you wait. The poo's coming for you. And I want to hear all about it. The poo has got me. The poo will get you. Here's another injury-related one. 4 hours into my first shift, I was facing items on a bottom shelf while a coworker was facing items on the top shelf. She dropped a gallon of Gatorade on my head. Management refused to let me report the injury or leave to seek medical attention. I finished the shift, dazed and in pain. The next day, I found out my skull was fractured. Officially, since I was not allowed to report the injury, it didn't happen at work. So I rage quit. Good on you. I'm glad you rage quit, although you might have brain damage. All because management and Gatorade. You should be ashamed, Gatorade, and you should be ashamed also Walmart management. So can you see the trend? Apparently, if you get injured at Walmart at all, you're not allowed to report it. And if you do, and you get approved for workers' comp, they gonna knock you down to an hour a week. so you're getting a few bucks. Man, damn, son. It's like a third world country. Like, I'm not even joking. It's like freaking North Korea or something. Like hell. How are these things legal? I'm still surprised. After everything I've been through, you guys have seen it. I'm still so surprised that things like this happen. Basically, what it boils down to is local managers, like in their stores, just the management, are basically allowed to do whatever they want. It's like the Wild West. They can literally do whatever they want. They can bury stuff, tell you not to report stuff, let you die on shift, and still write you up, and put the damn write-up slip on your coffin. They're still going to do it. They're going to follow you home. They're going to be in your closet. They're waiting for you. They can do whatever they want. And it's because if you go any higher than basically store-level management, nothing gets done. Ever. You can attest to this. I know several people can attest to this. Fantavision can attest to this. Everyone knows. If you go over basically assistant manager, nothing's going to happen. And then, when that assistant manager finds out, man, you're going to get lit up. Your life is going to be terrible. That's exactly what's going on. I would rather just be shot in the face. I would rather be shot in the face right now. Actually, literally right now. Here's another one about the abuse from management. First, keep my name out of it. You got it. Second, every video you've done about Walmart is spot on. I've worked at 3 different stores in 2 states over the past 4 years. They all have the same problem. Employees are bullied and are expected to do the work of 10 people because corporate refuses to allow individual stores any kind of leeway when it comes to hiring or hours. It's pretty much an abusive environment and a hellhole. And you'll be hard-pressed to find anyone who doesn't hate being there. Of course, you'll find people who are ride or die. I know those people. People exist. Or people that are just afraid of losing their jobs. Me being the latter. But I'm actively looking for an escape route. It's harder to find than most people think. Wish me luck, and remember, keep my name out of it. Okay. Your name's kept out of it. Damn, Susan. I mean, anonymous. This next one actually came from a member of management. All of the issues in your videos were present in Walmart when I left the company 8 years ago after 13 years as a manager. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, I would literally swallow a barrel of a shotgun. How could you be there that long? I would never stay anywhere that long. We always need to beat last year in sales and expenses. If sales weren't there, we had to cut payroll. We would literally get a call in the morning from the district manager complaining that our payroll percent was too high and get ordered to cut a certain amount of hours out of that day's payroll. We would have to get on the phone and call employees and cancel their shifts and walk the store sending people home. But we were still expected to have a stocked, clean store. Obviously, that's not possible. Trust me, as a manager, I wanted a well-run store and knew what needed to be done, but I was not allowed to. So even the good managers, even the good ones are like, hey, can I do things? And Walmart's like, go to your room. And don't speak of union, because I'll kill you. Literally. Gosh. It's like the mafia, man. Like Walmart is like the new mafia. So what about you? Do you work at Walmart? Do you work in retail? Do you work at GameStop? Ooh, Lord. I have friends. They're still there. Oh, rest in peace. God, it hurts my feelings. If you do, and you have a story, send it to me, and I'll cover it on my YouTube channel. I love hearing from you guys. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Message me. It's great. I'll read your story. Sometimes, most of the time, I read most of them. Sometimes, like, I'm driving and I don't want to die. But sometimes I am driving and I do want to die. So I'll read them while driving. It's great. That's all I have today. Thank you guys for so much support over all the dark days and dark hours. The family lot is strong, and it's all because of you. I love all of you guys. Thank you so much to my patrons. You are carrying me. Until next time, get on it, doggone it. Bye.